been coming to St. Monica since 2000, and I have taught Sunday school here for 9 years, and out of those 9 years, 8 I've taught godly play. And the most profound moment was in the 3rd year when I had taught the Palm Sunday lesson, which is the 7 Faces of Easter. And with the 7 Faces of Easter, we tell the story to the children of Christ's birth all the way up to his resurrection. And the whole program is designed for children to think about the story as we tell it. We should not be telling them what to think or what to do. We just tell them the story, and then we ask what's called wondering questions at the end of the story. And when they answer them, we just let them answer it among themselves. We never interfere with that. Well, this Sunday, which was the third one that I had taught, and we had done all the way up to his resurrection, and we have these cards that we use. And when I told the story of the resurrection, we had this card. And then when I talked about his crucifixion, and when I had his resurrection, I flipped it over, and I told the story of the resurrection. Well, while we were doing the wondering questions, I had a young man come over and flip the card over to this side. And then I had a young lady come from across the room over and flip it over like this. Well, they're not really supposed to do that, but I let it go because it was part of the program. And when I got to the part of the wondering questions as to what part of the story can you leave out and still have the same story, someone had said the birth of Jesus, and one of the kids says you can't have the rest of the story without his birth. There'd be no story. So then the girl that had flipped the card over said she wanted this to be left out, and I said, well, what? And one of the kids says, you can't have the resurrection. You can't have the resurrection if you don't have his death. And she's like, well, I don't like that. And she kept flipping the card back and forth. And so finally I asked, why do you keep flipping the card over? She goes, because I don't like the bad. The kid says, but you can't have the good without the bad. And I thought that was very profound because these were 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders. They were only 8, 9, and 10 years old, and they got that you could not leave parts of stories out, especially the beginning and the end, because it just would not make any sense at all. These kids understood that he had to be born, that he had to die, and that he had to rise in order to save us. And I thought that was very profound, especially at that age.